Hey everybody. Been a week at least since my last video. As I mentioned, 2 weeks, yeah. Um, I have been trying to save some money, get some better equipment so I don't have to do these videos on my phone anymore, get them a little more appealing, a little more sexy. Um, I wanted to cover a few things, but it doesn't seem I'm gonna be able to in this video cover Zoran Mamdani's win in New York City. That's amazing. Hopefully, that's the track this country's going down, where we're actually about social democracy and helping people instead of what I'm about to cover. I wanted to cover, the war power resolution that Democrats and Thomas Massey, the sole Republican, sponsored. Not many Democrats got on board with it. Most didn't. Massey was the only Republican. And the impeachment bill for Trump, the articles of impeachment, they were trying to bring, yeah, I forget how many Democrats it was, but I heard, I think it was like 128. I heard excuses from a lot of, even, I would call them progressive Democrats. I wouldn't call them leftists, I would call them progressive liberals. Center left, you could say. I heard excuses like, oh, they just didn't feel it was the right time. No, they're in favor of bombing Iran and they don't want to seem weak. So we're not going to cover that right now, but you can see that I have so many criticisms of Democrats. And the same criticisms I have of Democrats goes towards how they campaigned against the big beautiful bill. I'm not even going to call it that. It's the MAGA budget bill that they just passed. They did it to cut Medicaid. Let me say this. They did it for tax cuts for corporations and the wealthy. They did so by, cutting spending to, save money for these tax cuts, even though it still adds to the deficit, by cutting Medicaid, by cutting food stamps. This closes many rural hospitals, many suburban and city hospitals too. This will kick over 10 million people off of Medicaid. Millions of people will lose food stamps, and you will see an economic decline. I forget what the number is off the top of my head, but there is a substantial tens of thousands of Americans that die each year from not having insurance, and tens of thousands more from being underinsured. You're going to see that number skyrocket. You're going to see Republicans, Democrats, independents, liberals, conservatives, apolitical people. You're going to see white nationalists. You're going to see communists. You're going to see a lot of people across a large range say, hey, they just took my healthcare away. Hey, they just took my food stamps away. You know why? Because this is not affecting one demographic. This is not affecting one small group of people. This goes across the country and hurts everybody. That's all I have to really say about that right now. But let me put it this way. If you voted for Trump and Republicans in his first term, you were a sucker. If you didn't learn and voted for him again, you're a fucking loser. And I'll say that again about Republicans. If you keep voting for Republicans, you are a fucking loser. You are responsible for this. It's that simple. That simple.